Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video is another shoe video where I will be unboxing 4 different pairs of shoes from the Berlin-based footwear brand Aeyde. You all know I've been a fan of Aeyde for so long. I actually have, it's a little embarrassing, quite the collection of Aeyde shoes now. They are my go-to for flats, heels, boots. I just think they're incredible quality, really beautiful modern designs. And so my last video that I did of shoes from the brand was in honestly early spring, so I thought it was time that I did a video for fall and winter. So think a lot of these shoes are beautiful boots, things you can wear for the holidays, holiday parties. Granted, I think you can wear these honestly year-round, but I think there are some very special pieces that are more winter centric, but you'll see what I mean when I get into it all. But I did just want to highlight a little bit about the brand and whatnot. I'm also going to highlight what I sort of style each piece with. I will say when it comes to my shoe videos, I like to show the shoes with different types of clothing. So with skirts and with pants and with trousers. And so in this one, I keep the outfits pretty simple. I definitely want the highlight to be the shoes, of course, but I have styled everything with this really gorgeous comfortable sweater that I mentioned a couple videos ago from Rue Sophie. Just really beautiful cream, super warm. In fact, I was actually sweating a little bit earlier when I was filming this video because we had a bit of a hot spell in New York this weekend for some reason, but I just love this cream color. I think it's so great. It's still a beautiful neutral, but it's really lovely for the holiday season and a lovely winter white. So I will leave all of this stuff linked in the description box below, but if you ever have any questions, feel free to just reach out in the comment section and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. In terms of the bottoms, I've paired a lot of these. I wanted you to really see what they look like on the leg, so I have just kind of a sheer black pair of tights. My favorite actually comes from Amazon. And then I also paired it with a wool skirt from COS, which I don't think you can get anymore, but I'll try to leave something similar. I just love a wool black mini skirt. It's a great layering piece and I think it really shows off, especially the over the knee boots, just beautifully. So I have that skirt. And then in terms of the pants, there were a couple of different pairs that I swapped out depending on, you know, heel height or how long the pants were or whatnot. And so one pair is from Quince. It's a really beautiful fitted, almost like a riding pant that I absolutely love. It is perfect for those over the knee boots. And then I have 2 pairs of corduroys, which again, one I think is still available from Citizens of Humanity. They're casual, they're my favorite, little barrel cargo corduroy pants. I wear them all the time. They're just super comfortable. And then I have a taller pair, which is more for heels and like boots with heels and stuff. And those are little flared corduroys from Mango. So I'll try to leave something similar to those because I don't think you can get those anymore. And then last but not least, I've styled everything with this really beautiful new bag of mine from Savette. This is their Pochette, but it comes on a chain. I'm really debating doing just a solo video on this because, spoiler, I actually have quite a few handbag videos coming up because it's just worked out this time of year that a lot of the handbags on my wish list have been made available. But I love this bag. I think it's so great for fall and winter. I love a green bag for like a little pop of color against some of these neutrals. It reads a little holiday-esque, I think, with the gold hardware and the beautiful forest green color, but without being like too kitschy or too on the nose or anything. So I've really enjoyed pairing this bag with the outfits, and I got this off of just directly from Savette, actually. I'll leave that linked below. But before we get into the shoes, I want to say quickly that I purchased all of these shoes from Net-a-Porter. You guys know I love Net-a-Porter. It's such a great place to pick up just a really good selection of stuff from a wide variety of luxury brands, especially brands that are not US based. So if you order directly from Aeyde and you're a little unclear about your sizing, you do have to pay for returns. It's usually through DHL. And so in the very beginning, when I wasn't really clear on my sizing, which I will say their sizing is very consistent, I know exactly what I wear now, and I'm going to get into all of that when I start showing you the shoes. But in general, it's if you're not quite sure and you want to experiment, I'd highly recommend ordering off of Net-a-Porter, just because if you're based in the US, it's a little bit easier with returns and free shipping and things like that. So I did just want to call that out. So yeah, let's jump right into each of the shoes. I'm going to scoot on over here so I can put cutaways and close-ups of these boots. But if you're looking at these and you're thinking that these look a little familiar, you are a real fan of my channel, because I actually have these boots in the leather. So if you watched I do like a little wish list video every year where I talk about key things that I want in terms, I usually do one for like shoes and bags and stuff and accessories, and then I do one for clothing, and I'm gonna do the same next year, don't worry. But this was on my wish list and I got super lucky because they were out of stock for quite a long time on both Net-a-Porter and Aeyde. And I ended up getting these secondhand from The RealReal, which was phenomenal. And I have worn these boots. I mean, you guys have seen them styled in so many of my videos, but I've also just worn them actually out on the streets and out and about to work and stuff so much this fall and winter, especially because it's been so warm. It's really nice to like cosplay in winter clothes when it was like 70 degrees out by just throwing on some tights and like a cute dress. And these boots look so great with shorts and skirts and yeah, all kinds of stuff, like a fitted riding pant. I'll tell you exactly how I'm styling all of this, but I just have gotten so much wear out of these boots. I think they're so flattering. They're so incredibly comfortable because they have that rounded toe, so your toe's not being shoved into anything pointy, I find. And then the heel height is just perfection. It's a nice block heel, so it's really sturdy, especially walking around somewhere like New York City. It's nice to have a big sturdy heel. It's a little bit harder with the smaller, spikier heels because they can get stuck between sidewalks and tiles and things like that. So this is just such a great practical everyday boot, but that's really sophisticated and really sexy looking, I think. And so when I saw that they came out in this gorgeous suede color, which I will say actually the leather boots are still available on Net-a-Porter, so I will link those. But I had to try them in suede. And the other thing I actually wanted to try with these boots is in one size up. So I'll just jump right into sizing quickly. I always wear an Italian 40 when it comes to Aeyde shoes. However, in a couple of these, I thought I would actually try out a size 41 because either the toe was like extremely pointed and I thought maybe I might want a little more room, or what I've experienced with these boots, the 40 definitely fits well, but if I want to wear more of a chunky winter sock, I actually think the 41 is quite nice because it gives me a little bit more room for that. So I do just want to call that out if you do like wearing like a heavier, I love the ones from Uniqlo that are super, super warm heat tech socks. I'll leave the ones that I like linked below, but if you're wearing something thick and chunky like that, it is nice to go up a size. So that's kind of the one area where I would say the sizing isn't quite as consistent, and that's a me thing because I just want to wear it with thick socks. So I actually think the 41 in these is perfect because it is more wintry. I also just love the suede color. You all know that I don't wear a lot of like color and pattern, but I do love mixing textures. And I think suede and leathers and knits like this look so luxurious together and still bring a little bit of visual interest to the outfit without having to introduce color or pattern or anything like that. So I really, really love the suede version of these. I think they're so gorgeous, and I feel like we have this conversation every time I talk about suede, but I always spray a suede protector on the shoes. I just get one off Amazon that I've never had a pair of shoes be ruined or anything like that, and they've all been super protected from mud and water and anything like that. Granted, if it's pouring down rain outside, probably wouldn't wear your suede shoes, but in general, I just use a suede protector and it kind of protects them from the grime and the whatever of the New York City streets. That being said, if you don't trust yourself to do it yourself, just take them to a cobbler and they will totally put a protector on there for you, but it's really easy to do yourself, in my opinion. But I love, love, love suede shoes, and I find they actually wear pretty well over time. They're not as delicate as you think they would be. These particular shoes, I can't remember if I told you the name or not, but they're called the Willa suede boot, and they also come in a beautiful brown. The brown was like a little bohemian for me. I think I prefer the black just because, again, I think it really adds to a beautiful streamlined silhouette, and I'll just get a lot more wear out of them in terms of matching with things in my closet. Now, these boots, because they are over the knee, they are boots, they are definitely on the higher side of things when it comes to Aeyde, who Aeyde shoes are very much a luxury brand. So we're talking more luxury price point here, but these boots are $1,095. But I think they are absolutely gorgeous, and I've styled them a few different ways here. Of course, I just wanted to show them to you with a skirt. I think that's one of my favorite ways to wear them, with a skirt, with the jeans, to really show off the beautifulness of the boot. But these actually, I think, look, I haven't styled them like this here, but these look really fantastic even just under a midi skirt or something. They can just pull off looking like an ankle boot, and the rest of the boot's just kind of hidden underneath of the skirt or the dress. That boiled wool dress from COS that you guys know I love looks so, so, so good with these. I wore this outfit in London a lot. And then, of course, I think it looks so good with like a nice little almost riding pant. Again, these are a pair that I love from Quince. They're very well priced, and I think they look really great when you just want to be like comfortable and casual and throw on a big, warm, beautiful sweater over the top. So this is a great little everyday outfit, but I'm loving these boots in the suede, and just knowing how much I've worn the boots in the leather, I know I'm gonna get a ton of wear out of the suede. So I had to show these to you guys. I'm actually gonna stay on the boot train of things, and this next pair of boots is an ankle boot. So these are the Alina pony hair ankle boots, and I love the pony hair. And full disclosure, I've never had a pair of shoes with this type of fabric and the pony hair in general, so I actually cannot tell you how they would wear or how to take care of them. If you have a pair of shoes or boots like this though, please let me know in the description box, because I would love to know how delicate they are, how hard they are to take care of. I just think that would all be really good information for all of us to know. So please let me know, because these are absolutely stunning. They look so luxurious. Again, I just love that unique texture. I don't have anything like this, so even though they're black, I think they're really, really cool, and they would look so good against all different types of fabrics like corduroys and leathers. And I got these in a size 40, so even though it's a pointed toe, I think they fit perfectly, and the heel height is also really nice. It's very, very doable, very easy to walk in despite it not being as chunky as the Willa boots. And yeah, I just think these are so gorgeous. They're already starting to sell out actually in a few sizes on Net-a-Porter, but these are $795 because again, they're just such a beautiful pony hair. I love a boot like this personally because I find they actually have even more wearability potentially than the over the knee boots, just because I think these look good with such a nice variety of items, and I'll get into which ones exactly. But if you don't have a really classic beautiful ankle boot like this, and I love a pointed toe as well, actually I'll just get into it. So the outfit that I think looks really great and really sexy with these shoes is a beautiful flared trouser of some sort, because while this isn't like a super, you'll see a very, very pointy toed shoe in a moment, but while this isn't crazy pointed, it definitely still has a point to it. And I just think that combination of the pointed shoe with the flared corduroy looks really sophisticated and just gorgeous on the body. I'm glad that wide legs and flares and stuff are starting to come back, because I think they just look so good and they're like a little bit unexpected. So I love having a more pointed toe shoe to kind of poke out of a trouser. These would also look great with just like a work trouser. Super, super appropriate. I also love the length of here. Like, for example, I'd pair them as well with my little Citizens of Humanity kind of cropped barrel jeans, and I love that you get the coverage on your ankle. For example, it's freaking cold outside sometimes, and so it's nice to have, you know, a thick, nice sock on and then have your ankle covered. That gap, you know, you don't want to wear something where you've got your ankle showing and it's 30 degrees outside. So I love that it really elongates the leg and you get a little bit of a heel out of it, but you can still wear it with a cropped pant. So that's what I really love about a shorter boot like this. I also think a boot like this looks so good with a maxi skirt because it just adds a little bit of modernity. It keeps the flow of the leg going, but then you don't have as much of the like leather material sort of bunching up underneath of the skirt. So in general, I think a boot like this is super, super versatile, and everyone should have some version of this in their winter fall wardrobe. I will say for me personally, I don't love styling this the way that I've styled it with a skirt with tights, just because I have really short legs. I find that where this hits on the leg, it kind of cuts the leg off for me personally, and I already have short legs, so I don't love this look on me. But in general, I think this is also a very cute look. Obviously, you could wear this with shorts or with skirts or whatnot if you had longer legs. I just don't love this look for me personally. But I did just want to wear it with a skirt so you could really appreciate the beautiful lines of the boot, because this boot is just absolutely gorgeous, and the pony hair fur is just absolutely stunning. Now, the next pair is a little bit of a wild card for me. This is the very, very pointed toe that I was talking about. These are the Tilly metallic patent leather pumps. They come in a ton of sizes. I ended up getting these actually in a size 41 because I didn't know how this really pointed toe was gonna feel. And I actually think I could have gotten away with the 40. It doesn't feel overly large with the 41, but I do think, given that I would probably just wear these with thin tights and whatnot, that I could have just gotten away with the 40. In general, I am a 40. Again, I think the only shoes I would actually get in a 41 would be these suede ones, just because with these types of boots, I would certainly be wearing them with thicker socks. But I thought these shoes were a little bit different, very holiday without being, again, too on the nose or too obvious. Like, it's not like you look at a shoe like this and you're like, oh, those are Christmas shoes, you know? Like, it's not like they have Santas on them or something. But I do think this cherry red, flirting with a burgundy, but it's not quite burgundy, I think it's really fun, and I think it looks so good with neutral colors like this cream, like a nice black. I think things like this are a really great way to kind of bring a little bit of holiday spirit to your outfit without going too kitschy, especially combining it with the green Savette bag. This is very Christmas to me, so I just like transforming things I have in my wardrobe already and then making them kind of like holiday-esque. I just find I get a lot more wear out of my wardrobe that way. But in general, I think you could wear these shoes all the time, all year round. I actually really like the patent leather. One of you all said in my last video, my cost video, you were like, I like patent leather on shoes, I don't like it on a bag, and I'm so with you on that. I love it on a shoe like this because I think again, it brings a little bit of visual interest with that gorgeous shine just like popping out from a trouser or something. But I also think that it really has nice wearability just for practical purposes. A patent leather shoe, it's very, very hard to wear and tear patent in general. And I love the little heel on this. I love you have the security of this little Mary Jane bit, but you still get a really nice elongation of the leg and the foot. I'm obsessed with this pointed toe. I think I have big feet, mind you. I am like a size 10, of course, and so this could go very duckbill very quickly, but I actually think it's super sexy and really fun. And I just think it's what I love the most about these shoes, especially sticking out from under a trouser. But I also thought these looked so good with the tights, with the skirt, and really just like showing off and elongating the leg. I think these shoes are fantastic. They also actually come in a pony hair version. So if you love this, but maybe the red's a little bit too much for you, they have a much darker burgundy color or maybe it's brown. I'll leave it linked below, but it is in a pony hair version, which is kind of fun as well. I was like very on the fence about which one to grab for this one, but I think this is quite fun and something very different that I don't currently have in my wardrobe. These shoes are $545. And again, I've styled them. These actually might be the most versatile because they truly were able to be styled with every single type of pant because that heel isn't too high. They look great with taking a really casual pair like my Citizens of Humanity barrel corduroy pants and like dressing that up a little bit, because let's be honest, there's a lot of holiday parties and stuff in the winter, and I feel like half the time I'm like, I don't feel like dressing up. I just want to be comfortable. This is such a good like hacky outfit to like look like you're trying when you're really not. And so I do love that. It's like more on the casual side. However, I also think this looks to die for, sticking out of those corduroy flares that I have. I just think it's so sexy between the shape of the flare and then the point of the toe, especially again, like we're all gaining a little bit of weight. Just fix the lighting there. We're all gaining a little bit of weight in the winter. I don't want anything really that close on my stomach. So I like having just like an oversized sweater like this and then letting my legs and the shoes and everything have the shape and really being sexy and doing the talking. I think that's fantastic. But I also love if you want to show off a little bit of leg with a nice tight, that this looks really, really, really cute as well. So I am loving those cute little Mary Jane patent leather pumps. I think they're so much fun. See, I was not lying when I said each of these shoes is very different, and that's why it's going to be so hard for me to figure out which of these to keep and which I need to return, because obviously I cannot keep all 4 pairs, but you guys have to let me know in the comments below because I'm super torn, because they all are just really cool and unique in their own ways. These are a very classic velvet loafer. This is another thing I love for the holiday season, because you guys know I love a loafer. I wear loafers all year round. I have a great collection of loafers, but a velvet loafer is just a way to kind of elevate and make a classic a little bit more fun, a little bit more holiday-esque, a little bit more nighttime. And I love that, because if you don't want to wear a heel, which again, in the winter, it's cold, it's gross out, maybe you just like want to be comfortable, this is such a great alternative and a beautiful hack where you look really put together and you look really dressed up, but you're still super comfortable. And I just love these. In fact, they come in 3 different colors. So this is black, of course. They come in a red, which is like very sassy if you love a good color. And they come in this gorgeous mustard color. So I'm really loving all 3 of these. I personally would be able to style the mustard and the black very easily into my wardrobe, but if you're a big color person, then this like really cherry red might be a great option for you. But I think the black is so stunning and so beautiful. I love the classic shape of this. I really love how pointed the toe is. It was a little more unexpected actually than I thought. I didn't know it was going to be so pointed, but I feel like it just helps elongate the leg, especially because it is a flat. I love how these look, especially with just tights and this little short skirt. I think it's so cute. Again, I got this in a size 40, which I think was perfect because I will be wearing these predominantly with thin tights or little thin trouser socks, or my little silk and wool socks from COS would be great into this. So nothing too bulky, so I didn't feel the need to size up in these. So I think a 40 is great for me. And these are called the Vanna velvet loafers, and they are $495. So yeah, overall, those are the 4, technically 5, since I showed you 2 pairs of boots in 2 different fabrics or types of leathers. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. I think this is such a great selection of shoes from Aeyde for fall and winter. There's like a little bit of holiday, a little bit of everyday in there. So I'm really excited to share each of these with you and to hear your feedback on which ones were your favorite. Please let me know in the description box. Like, part of me really feels like I just need to invest in a second pair of these because I wear the others so often, but then my heart is also like, beautiful pony hair, I don't have anything like this. So this is really challenging per usual, but just let me know in the comments. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.